Alright, so I've never owned a Samsung flagship model phone in my life, but you know what they say, the grass always looks greener on the other side. And as a tech enthusiast myself, especially around this time of year when Samsung announces their new flagship models, it's very tempting to switch to see what's on the other side, just to see what's outside of the Apple ecosystem and what other companies have to offer, because I've never owned any other tech products besides Apple. In today's video, I'm just going to be talking about why I've never really switched over to Samsung, what's kept me in this Apple ecosystem. So starting off, I'm going to be talking about the reasons why I want a Samsung phone. Reason number one is that Samsung offers higher trade-in values for the phone. I think it's just the promotion thing that they're doing. They seem to be doing this promotion thing quite often throughout the year. Whenever I log onto their website, I always see them running promotions for their old phones to be traded in for more value to get their new phones. Currently, they're running a promotional value where if you trade in an S24 Ultra for an S25, you get $900 of trade-in value, which means if you bought the S24 Ultra last year, it retains 70% of its value, which is pretty good compared to iPhone. Right now, if I trade in this iPhone 15 Pro Max for an iPhone 16, Apple will give me $630, which means it depreciated 50%, which is not bad, but I'd rather get more for my trade-in, especially when you go onto Samsung's website and see how much value they're offering their S23, which is $750. So that device is 2 years old already, and they're still offering $750 for trade-in value for a flagship phone, which is still around $110 more than my iPhone 15 Pro Max, which is last gen from Apple. Yeah, so just that higher trade-in value attracts me to want to switch over to the phone. I'm not the type of person to upgrade my phone every single year because I feel like there's not that much big of a difference from the last gen to this gen. But I do like to upgrade every 2 years or when I see a significant change. Reason number two why I want to switch to a Samsung device is because of their on-screen fingerprint sensors. I'm not really a big fan of any facial unlocking features in general. For instance, in the morning, I don't want to be looking directly in my phone at the camera to unlock it. I find that's kind of just annoying. Not a big deal, but just something I wished iPhones had, because I know some iPad models has a fingerprint unlock feature on their power button, which I feel like Apple could just integrate, but they don't. And that's another thing that I want to talk about too. Apple is just at the end of innovation. I feel like they never innovate now. They just wanted to take the safe route, safe approach, making sure their phone is not the best, but it's usable, you know, has like most of the features other phones have, but not the latest and greatest. They're not willing to innovate anymore. So I haven't looked up any specs, but I just feel like the Samsung phones have a better and more vibrant display compared to iPhones. I know this because I've compared my brother-in-law's Samsung S24 to my 15 Pro Max, and his display just looks better, to be honest with you. At the end of the day, if you're looking at the phone, you're looking at the display the entire day, so a better quality display makes a huge difference. One of the features I really like that Samsung offers on their phones is the S Pen. So the S Pen used to have Bluetooth functionality. I say used to because this recent update for the S25, they removed that Bluetooth functionality, which I think is really dumb. I'm no longer really considering switching to the S25. It's because they removed that feature, and I feel like that's such a big downgrade for their phones. I really wanted that S Pen and Bluetooth functionality because you can use it as a button to take pictures for. So you can set up your phone, you can prop your phone on a table or a wall or a tripod, and you and your group of friends can just take pictures pressing the button of the S Pen. I know you can do that with an Apple Watch as well, but it's just not efficient because you gotta look down on your watch and you gotta press it and you gotta wait like 3 seconds. So those are the reasons why I wanted to switch over to a Samsung phone, but there's a lot of reasons that's holding me back. I just feel like with iPhones, more people have it, and since more people have it, more people are more familiar with the whole interface and how to navigate around the phone. So if I hand my phone off to my friend, he would and tell him and ask him to navigate somewhere on my phone when I'm driving, he knows how to get there pretty easily. Also, another thing is, most of the time when me and my girlfriend are traveling, we have other people take pictures for us, and people are just way more familiar with the Apple camera app compared to any other Android camera app. I know it's as simple as taking a picture, but people actually, like, I don't know, they're just more familiar with it. Also, in my opinion, the design of iPhones do look better than Samsung phones. So there's rumors out there right now that iPhone 17s may have a redesign coming up. It's pretty much looking like the Google Pixel, which I do think looks pretty good, to be honest with you. But as of right now, I think this model of iPhones looks better than the Samsung phones. I'm not a huge fan of the Samsung having the cameras lined up to one side. Probably the biggest reason why I have not made the switch and is the elephant in the room is Apple's ecosystem. Like pretty much all the devices that I own are Apple. I have a MacBook, I have an iPad, I have a watch, I have AirPods, I have Apple Pencil, Apple trackpad. Accessories are pretty much all Apple. So if I switch over to a Samsung phone, it wouldn't disrupt my ecosystem, honestly, because the only devices that would be affected would be my watch and my AirPods, which are not expensive devices to rebuy on the other side. It's just something that I don't want to do, because if I switch, these will essentially become paperweights, because I don't think you can connect an Apple Watch to a Samsung device. And then the AirPods, the connectivity to a Samsung device isn't the greatest. If I were to switch, I'll have to get a new smartwatch and a new earbuds. Not a big deal, probably $300 additional on top of the phone, but it's just something that I'm aware of, and something creating more friction from switching from an Apple device to a Samsung. Another reason that's keeping me from switching is that I love Apple Notes. I document pretty much everything of my life in Apple Notes. Books that I read, my workout plan, friends' birthdays, pretty much just any important information I have in Apple Notes, and I don't know a good way to transition Apple Notes to something else. I know there are some alternatives like OneNote, but I don't think Samsung has a equivalent to Apple Notes. I haven't done research on my end, but I just love everything in Apple Notes and what Apple Notes has to offer. Tying into the ecosystem is I love AirDrop. I'm sure Samsung probably has something similar to it, but since I have all Apple devices, it just makes AirDropping so seamless. I record a video on my iPhone, I can AirDrop it to my MacBook to edit. I screen record something on my iPad Pro, I can directly drop it back to my iPhone to share to my friends, so on and so forth. Yeah, so AirDrop, it comes in handy a lot. And I don't know if you guys know the other feature, but when you hold like two iPhones next to each other, you can share contacts. That comes in handy when I want to share my contact with someone that I just met. Last but not least, Apple Pay. I love Apple Pay. I know Samsung has Google Pay and Samsung Pay, but I never really use those. I'm sure they work just as good and efficient. It's just the fact that I don't know how the alternative applications over there on the other side will work. I'm sure it works fine and they're just as good as the software that Apple offers, but it's just that unknown and that uncertainty that adds more friction to the switch. Yeah, so that's the situation I'm in right now. Let me know if you have switched from an iPhone to a Samsung, and let me know how you dealt with the whole shift in ecosystem, how you were able to get out of the ecosystem. Are you happy with the decision? Do you regret it? Just let me know in the comments down below. Depending on how convincing you guys are, I may or may not do the switch. But honestly, I just don't know why Samsung removed the Bluetooth feature to the S Pen. That's one of the major reasons I'm not going to be switching this year. Also, I feel like the S25 doesn't have many features over my iPhone 15 Pro Max. Yes, the camera is better, there's better AI feature, the battery life is probably better, the display is probably better, but there's not one thing that phone can do that this phone can't do that are needed in my day-to-day life. But let me know in the comments down below if you guys ever transitioned from Samsung to Apple or Apple to Samsung. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys did, hit the like button for me, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. Sometimes I will come on here and do these random topic talk videos. I don't know, just giving my spiel on a certain topic. But most of the times I'll be doing like lifestyle vlogs or food reviews or just vlogs videos with my girlfriend. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time, I'll catch you later.